2 hours of podcast boiled down into 10 minutes of pure wisdom. Distilled into stories you can see, because wisdom is too valuable to be left buried in hours of talk. Welcome to Cartoon Cast, podcast wisdom simplified. Today's wisdom comes from Mohnish Pabrai, a legendary investor and entrepreneur who turned a small business into a global empire. The host, Stephen Bartlett, sharp, curious, always asking the questions we wish we could. From business to mindset, he digs, he listens, he laughs, and somehow always finds the question behind the question. Welcome to Cartoon Cast Studio, where ideas and questions never stop growing. Everyone says, build a startup, as if the door is always open. But when you finally stand in front of it, it feels massive. Cold metal, locked handles, and right above your head, a blinking sign that whispers, "No time available." Most people see that light and turn away. But the truth? That door doesn't open for those who wait. It opens for the ones who knock. Most people say, "I don't have time." But look closer. They're not out of time. They're buried under it. A calendar that never stops flipping. A blizzard of sticky notes screaming, "Work, commute, chores," and an army of alarm clocks shouting, "Busy, busy, busy." We wear exhaustion like a badge of honor. But truth is, time was never gone. It's just hiding under all the noise we made. And maybe the first step to finding time is to stop saying we've lost it. Mohnish laughs at that too. Because while everyone's chasing minutes like they're running out of air, he's sitting back, sipping tea. He says, imagine your week as Lego blocks. 1 week, 168 hours. Each little block, a choice. Build it wrong, and it's just noise. But build it right, and it clicks together into something beautiful. We all get the same pieces, the same hours. The only difference is what we build. And the secret? Start placing your blocks on purpose, not by accident. Blue blocks for work. They start small, a task, a meeting, a call, but stack enough of them, and soon it's a tower, one that keeps growing, higher and heavier, until the view from the bottom starts to disappear. Inside, a tiny worker waves, buried in blue. He's busy, productive, but he can't even see the sky anymore. That's what happens when work stops fitting and starts swallowing the week. Grey blocks for sleep. 56 hours. Your quiet reset button. Stack them right and they form a pillow, soft enough to rebuild your mind. Miss a few and everything starts falling apart. Even the brightest ideas need rest. So when the day ends, don't just crash, recharge. Because without sleep, you're just building towers that crumble overnight. Orange blocks for chores and the commute. They look small, but together they form a never-ending train. Laundry, groceries, dishes, errands, all rushing by faster than you can breathe. You call it a quick trip, but somehow it steals half your weekend. That's the strange thing about life's little blocks. They never stop moving, and yet you never really feel you're going anywhere. And yes, a big, messy pile of orange blocks. For Netflix, TikTok, and endless scroll you promised would last 5 minutes. They stack up too. Not neatly, but noisily, into a wobbling tower of just one more episode. Hours disappear here. Bright, loud, and strangely satisfying. But when the pile starts to shake, you remember how heavy nothing can get. And that's the wisdom of Mohnish Pabrai, compressed, digested, and told with a smile. 2 hours of podcast turned into 10 minutes of story and wisdom you can actually use. Another capsule complete. Until next time, keep growing with Cartoon Cast. Because wisdom is too valuable to be left buried in hours of talk. See you in the next episode of Cartoon Cast.